Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite...
You're doing the official introduction.
How dare you interrupt my big opening?
God, I'm sorry because I didn't know it was that official, Mr. Alex.
This is very strange. It's not very often you sit in an audience of 10,000 people and then find yourself in the pub with the star afterwards, is it really?
No, because usually at that time I'm in bed.
Veronic Dicaire is one of my favourite people ever. We first met in Vegas, and you know I love a specialite. I love someone who's brilliant at what they do. And you are this gorgeous impersonator who just knocks it out the park, and you opened for Celine Dion. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was fantastic, actually. I was very happy to meet the English people, and very, very happy to see that there's a certain place for me here, and hopefully I'll be back with a show. Anyway, I loved it, and it seemed like they loved it too. So for me, it was a very, very nice experience.
You're certainly the best of anybody I've seen do what you do, which is incredible.
Thank you very much.
You are remarkable. And then I wonder what it feels like to walk out, for example, at the O2 in front of 18,000 people. When does that become normal?
Well, they don't know me. So it's all to my advantage, right? Because I have nothing to lose other than get some booed and, get booed at. And because seriously, I'm not known here. So there's no expectations. I just go do my work, and it turned out that it went very well. So good for me. But no, it was very, very funny, actually. It was coming back to where it all began for me, with Celine in 2008 when I was her opening act as a singer impersonator, and it was very nice. It was a good feeling to revisit. Yeah.
Let's talk about you then. I mean, firstly, you're one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. You are stunning. Congratulations on that. Coming from a deeply unattractive man, I mean, it's a very important point.
I will say thank you to my parents. Thank you.
Yes. They did you proud. And then add in talent, and it makes me want to puke because you're so blessed. I mean, to have good looks and a talent, I mean, at least 50% would be fine.
Well, what can I can't answer that. It's too... No, I can't. Thank you.
Congratulations. That's all I'm saying. So there we were tonight then. I haven't seen you do this act, open for Celine, until tonight. I did see you in Vegas, and I told you back then I thought you were a 5-star act that deserved to tour the world, and now you are. Celine could pick anybody. I said to you earlier, do you realise that you are literally competing with the biggest stars in the world? Because anybody would open for Celine.
Of course. I'm very privileged to be opening for her, because I think it's a very, very nice chance to just get yourself out there. We did that, as I said, in 2008. And, we were signed with Mr. Angelil, with her husband, and it was part of his plan to be her opening act and to get myself introduced to people, and I think it's nice to just to keep his work going in a certain way. And for me, I truly and honestly, I know I'm lucky. And I don't take it as granted, because I do my job as the best that I can. And for me, it's... No, I know I'm lucky. I know I'm very, very lucky. And so I work very hard every night to just go out there and make people laugh and touch them through my voices.
I don't believe in luck. I don't think there's any such thing in show business as luck, especially at this level. You wouldn't get to perform in front of 8,000 people nightly, 10,000, 18,000 people, unless you nailed it. And I wonder when you started, because I mean, this ability to mimic, because that's basically what you're doing. You're getting the nuances of how they say that phrase or that word or that part of a word, and then you sound like the person you're doing. Tonight you did Pink. It was stunning. You did Mariah, which was remarkable. And hysterical as well. You did Adele, which just took the roof off. I mean, they love that. These are really big singers. I guess fundamentally you've got to be an amazing singer to even start with the rest of it.
I've been training my voice for 20 years now with my vocal coach, and when we started the imitations, for me I was a bit scared at first to try Tina Turner, because I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to reach that tone, that specific tone that when you go on stage, people say, it's Tina Turner. So I was a bit scared at first, but then we started to work, and yes, I'm blessed with good pipes, and so but honestly, I work very hard. Once in a while, I go back to my vocal coach, and we work on the voices again, and we make sure that every voices are well placed in my body and everything is good. So, but it's a lot of work. But you know what? That work is fun, because to get to start from nowhere and to look like, where is the voice placed in my body? Where should I go for that and that voice? It's fun to do that. It's very, very fun.
You opened the show tonight with Sia, which I thought was magnificent, both visually, both theatrically and vocally as well. It's stunning, and a great song too. Yes. I guess that matters. All of those elements put together is the synergy that makes a perfect performance. Do you see yourself as that person when you're doing it? How do you get in the moment to know the difference between being Tina Turner or being Sia or being Mariah or being Celine?
Well, first of all, when I imitate Sia, I don't see a thing. Seriously, I don't. Seriously, they have to walk me on stage. It's true. I don't see, because I'm wearing the wig, so I can't see where I'm going. But yes, I do. Yes, I do, honestly. When I'm doing Tina Turner, I already have high heels on stage, but I imagine myself with higher heels. I see her skirts, I see her legs. That's where I'm at when I'm doing Tina Turner. Mariah Carey, well, you go for it in your head. You just go for the tightest dress you have, and you just imagine yourself in there, and you just go for it. But yeah, it's true. Once the voice is there, you just think about something, and then on stage you're able to nail it and not think of it.
What does it feel like when you walk out to a crowd that probably don't know you, don't really care, are expecting Celine Dion, and then the auditorium goes black, and then you have to perform? Is it thrilling, exciting, or terrifying?
It's fantastic. It's thrilling because, honestly, it's just fun to introduce, first of all, yourself to a new public, a new audience. And it's exciting because, yes, I know my act, and I don't want to sound pretentious by saying that, but I know what I'm doing, and so slowly but surely, for the 5 first minutes, I don't get people right away, because people they have big question marks on their head. They're like, what the hell is that?
Well, also, they think it's the real person. I mean, how did we know that Sia wasn't in the building? I mean, you sound like her and look like her. How would we know?
Yeah, or they think that I'm lip syncing, right? So it's very important for the first minutes. You're just there, and you're like, you just do your job as usual, and you keep on going, and eventually after Shakira they just get it.
Right.
And then, but it's fun for me to have that feeling, because in France, I've been touring in France for, oh my goodness, 6 years now, and I'm known there. So when I come on stage, people know my act now. So it's fun. It's fun in another way. But when I come here and people don't know me, it's very fun to just go back to that feeling where you have to work a little bit harder, but at the end you're like, I'm gonna get you guys, and it's like a magician, actually. You're just you always have a trick somewhere, and to show them that you're there.
We both stood in the wings tonight at the NIA Arena here in Birmingham, watching Celine do what she does to the reaction of the audience. How does that feel, you watching her?
Oh my goodness, I'm very proud, and I'm also very analytic, is that a word? Because I imitate Celine, of course, and I like to see her on stage because I like to adjust my own imitation, but I'm also very, I admire her very, very much. I think she's a class act, and she worked very hard, and I have to say, she's still my idol, because when I was a teenager growing up, the only big international star that we had back home was Celine. So it's quite remarkable to see where she is now, and it's very inspiring, honestly. I think she's very lucky to have all these musicians behind her, by the way, which I don't have for her opening act.
Know your place, love. That's the thing. Don't get above your boots. You know, you've got the stage. You don't get the band as well.
Thank you to put me back in my place.
They turn the lights on for you. What more do you need?
Yes.
It's an amazing achievement. I sort of asked that as a leading question in a way, because the first time I saw you put me in mind of the first time I saw Danny Gans or saw Celine or saw Elton. When you see greatness on a stage, it is remarkable. And when you see somebody who just stands out as leagues above the best, as you did at Bally's the first time I saw you, it's incredible. And I want you to know how good you are at what you do, because in this sea of showbiz, there's so many fakers and people who just turn up. I mean, you give such a great act. You deserve to be a star in this country, and I'm not going to stop until you are, because you deserve to be it.
Well, thank you. The first time we've met, we've talked about that, and here we are in this pub talking about, you know, the next steps, and hopefully, yes, I'll see you soon, because I really, really want to introduce myself to the English people, and I think it would be very, from my experience, from what I lived you know, through the opening acts of Celine here, for me, it showed me that I could have my place here, and people were very, very open-minded about what I have to present, and so I'm very, very happy. I hope it's going to work out. And so when is our next date?
Well, we're going to have one very, very soon. Tomorrow you're in Glasgow with Susan Boyle, so yes. I don't want to get in the way of that.
No, please don't.
That could be interesting, because she is coming to the gig and you do Susan Boyle.
I know. I'm always very nervous when there's artists in the audience. I was for Celine and I was for Shania Twain, because she came to see my act. But usually they love it. So hopefully Suzanne Boyle will love it. Let's hope so.
And I have seen Shania and I've seen Mariah live, and you do a better Shania and Mariah than they do. I got to tell you, seriously.
Stop it.
I'm serious, and I say it to their face as well. Congratulations on everything. This is the name you need to Google. Veronic Dicaire is the name of the lady who I think is going to be a huge star in this country, and this is the perfect platform to have thousands and thousands. I think it's nearly 500,000 people would have seen you by the end of this leg of the tour. It's extraordinary.
I know. How many? Like 500,000 people have seen me, and it's no. You can't. It can't. Yeah, it has to. I was going to say it can't get better than that, but hopefully it will, because I want to be back. But no. I was very, very lucky to meet all these people and to get the chance to introduce myself. No, I'm lucky. It's hopefully we'll do it. Now we have to work very, very hard. That was the easiest part, right?
Well, you've got the hard work done. You've got the act. Now all you need is for people to see it.
Sir, we have to work.
I get it.
Yeah.
Congratulations on everything. You deserved every second of your standing ovation today. And again, for an opening act to get a 2-minute standing ovation with that cheer is extraordinary.
That every night I couldn't get out of stage because I wanted to say thank you, I think, to everybody. So it was... Ray, my manager, would say, okay, you can appreciate, but now you have to let go.
You can't shake everybody's hand on the way out. It would take far too long.
Exactly. So you just have to let Celine do her act after you. But honestly, I was quite touched by that.
Veronic Dicaire is the star here in Birmingham tonight, and you're going to hear much more about her. Thank you so much for your time. I love you very much. Of all the many people I've met over 20 years, you are certainly one of the most talented and one of the most brilliant. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.